In 1943, something impossible happened in Philadelphia's Naval Yard. The USS Eldridge, a fully loaded warship, vanished, then reappeared 200 miles away in Norfolk, Virginia. Witnesses claimed the ship flickered like a mirage before it disappeared completely. When it returned, sailors were fused into the metal itself, screaming in pain. The government called it an experiment gone wrong, then erased every trace. But the rumors never died. Teleportation, cloaking, bending space itself. Was it a test of Einstein's unified field theory, or something even darker? Whatever happened that day, one thing is clear: reality glitched, and the Navy buried the proof. If teleportation terrified the Navy, this next inventor threatened the entire energy industry. In 1899, Nikola Tesla dreamed of giving the world free power. His Wardenclyffe Tower could wirelessly transmit electricity through the air. No wires, no limits, no bills. But when financier J.P. Morgan realized there was no way to put a meter on it, he pulled the plug. The tower went dark, and Tesla's dream died with it. When Tesla passed away, the FBI seized every notebook, every sketch, over 80 trunks of research. What did they fear the world might see? A system that made energy free and control impossible. Tesla didn't fail. He simply built something too powerful for profit to allow. It wasn't madness, it was mercy for a world not ready for what he built. Tesla dreamed of lighting up the world, but one man tried to make gravity itself obsolete. In 1928, physicist Thomas Townsend Brown made a discovery that defied gravity itself. His high-voltage capacitors began to lift, small at first, then hovering completely on their own. He believed electricity and gravity were linked, and he'd found the bridge between them. The Air Force took notice, launching secret projects like Winter Haven and Project Y. By 1956, his work was classified, and Brown disappeared from public view. But whispers continued that his research led to anti-gravity craft decades ahead of its time. Maybe flying saucers weren't aliens after all, but the government's hidden science taking flight. And while scientists reached for the skies, one quiet man in Florida was moving mountains. Literally. In the 1920s, a small man named Edward Leedskalnin built something that shouldn't exist: Coral Castle in Florida. He moved blocks of coral weighing 30 tons each, all by himself, using no heavy machines. When asked how, he'd smile and say, "I know the secrets of the pyramids." Some claim he discovered a form of magnetic current that could make stone weightless. Others say he'd unlocked the same forces ancient builders once used. After his death, his workshop was sealed and his tools wiped out, gone as quietly as he lived. To this day, no one can explain how one man reshaped solid rock like clay. Some say Leedskalnin didn't find new knowledge. Maybe he rediscovered something the world had already forgotten. But not all miracles were ancient. Decades later, in a cramped apartment, reality itself started to melt. In 1979, Canadian inventor John Hutchison turned his small apartment into a playground for chaos. Using Tesla coils, magnetic fields, and raw electricity, he created something that broke physics itself: metal floating in mid-air, wood melting into steel, objects bending like rubber. Cameras captured it. Scientists were stunned. Then, as quickly as it began, it all disappeared. Government agents raided his lab, confiscated his devices, and labeled the results for defense purposes. The media called it a hoax, but the videos remain, and no one has ever replicated them. Did Hutchison stumble upon a hidden force, or did he tap into something even the military couldn't control? Either way, his work proved one thing: reality might be far less stable than we think. If chaos could bend steel, what happens when nature itself becomes your power source? Subscribe before the next discovery disappears too. While the world obsessed over explosions, Victor Schauberger looked to nature, to rivers, whirlpools, and the elegant power of flow. In 1940s Austria, he built engines that didn't explode fuel. They imploded it. His vortex machines spun air and water inward, creating clean, limitless power, leaving only fresh air and water as exhaust. It was energy inspired by nature itself, beautiful and efficient beyond belief, but beauty has no place in war. When World War II ended, U.S. intelligence seized his blueprints and dismantled his lab. Schauberger died shortly after, and his work gone into military archives. He once said, "They stole my brain." Maybe they did, and with it, the chance for a clean energy future that arrived too soon. Explosions gave us war, but this next discovery promised healing, and that made it dangerous. In the 1930s, Dr. Royal Raymond Rife built a microscope so powerful it could see living viruses, something science said was impossible. But what truly shocked the medical world was what came next: his frequency machine. By matching each disease with its unique vibration, Rife claimed he could destroy cancer cells without harming the body. Early trials showed patients recovering, even terminal ones. Then suddenly, everything was forgotten. His lab was raided, files destroyed, and supporters mysteriously silenced. The American Medical Association branded him a fraud, and pharmaceutical giants took over the future of medicine. Rife's idea was simple: cure the cause, not the symptom. But in a world driven by profit, cures don't make money, treatments do. He tried to heal the world and was destroyed for it. Curing disease was one thing. Controlling life energy itself? That crossed a line science wouldn't allow. Wilhelm Reich believed energy wasn't just in machines, it was in life itself. He called it orgone, a force that flowed through nature, emotion, even the weather. With his orgone accumulators, people claimed faster healing, clearer minds, even rain in drought-stricken skies. It was the bridge between science and spirit, and that made it dangerous. In 1956, federal agents stormed his labs, burned his research, and ordered every orgone device destroyed. Reich was imprisoned and later died behind bars. His theory was erased, labeled madness. But many who studied him believe he was onto something, a living energy that science still can't explain. If life itself runs on a hidden current, Reich might have found the switch. And when one man claimed to capture that hidden energy to power flight, the world wasn't ready to believe him. In the 1960s, British engineer John Searle claimed to have done the impossible, created a generator that produced endless power. His Searle effect generator spun with magnetic rings that not only generated electricity, but lifted into the air on its own. Witnesses described glowing discs silently hovering, powered only by magnetism. Searle said it could power cities, even spacecraft, without fuel or pollution. Then came the raids. His lab stripped, his prototypes destroyed, his reputation dismantled. He was left with nothing but the idea that free power and flight had finally merged. Whether myth or miracle, Searle's machine hinted at the truths governments fear most. When energy is free, control disappears. But decades before them all, one forgotten genius had already unlocked it, using nothing but sound. Long before Tesla dreamed of wireless power, there was John Ernst Keeley, a self-taught inventor from the 1870s who claimed he could run machines using nothing but sound. He called it the sympathetic vibratory engine, a machine that ran on sound alone. No fuel, no steam, just vibration, singing metal into motion. Witnesses said they saw heavy metal spheres lift and spin as if gravity didn't exist. Keeley spoke of etheric force, the hidden energy that connects all things. But when his investors realized his discovery could make coal and oil worthless, the funding stopped overnight. His lab was seized, his notes faded, and his name faded from textbooks. Keeley may have been the first to glimpse what limitless energy really looked like, and the first to be silenced for it. They weren't failures, they were warnings, proof that some discoveries change more than science. They change power. If you believe the past still holds hidden truths, hit subscribe and keep digging with us.